If the mere thought of managing your money makes your heart race a little bit, you are absolutely in the right place. Money can feel intimidating, confusing, and honestly, sometimes downright overwhelming. But today, we're going to change that. Think of this explainer as your gentle, completely jargon-free guide to taking back control of your finances. We're not using any complex accounting terms here, and we are definitely not going to make you feel guilty about buying a latte. Instead, we're going to build a simple, reliable system together.
Look, we've all been there. You get paid, you pay a few bills, grab some groceries, and then suddenly your account is hovering dangerously close to zero and you literally have no idea how it happened. That money anxiety is such a common pain point when you're just starting out. But I want to offer you a quick mindset shift right out of the gate. A budget is not a restriction on your life. It's really just a tool for clarity. It's a plan that actually gives you permission to spend your money on the things you care about, completely guilt-free.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to cover 5 straightforward steps: the 50-30-20 rule, tracking expenses, setting savings goals, budgeting apps, and common budgeting mistakes. We're going to build up these concepts slowly and simply. Step 1, the 50-30-20 rule.
When you're a complete beginner, trying to start with a heavily detailed, microscopic budget is basically a guaranteed way to burn out. That's why the 50-30-20 rule is an absolute game changer. It skips all the complicated math and gives you a crystal clear aerial view of your money. Here's how it works. It divides your after-tax income, so the money that actually hits your bank account, into 3 super simple buckets. 50% goes to your unavoidable needs, 30% goes to your flexible wants, and the remaining 20%, that's dedicated to savings and debt repayment. By just keeping your expenses balanced across these 3 broad areas, you're putting your money to work efficiently without needing a degree in finance. Let's put some real numbers to this so you can see what it actually looks like. Imagine your take-home pay is $2,000 a month. Under this rule, $1,000 goes toward your absolute needs. We're talking rent, groceries, electricity, keeping the lights on. Then $600 is yours for your wants, maybe dining out, a Netflix subscription, picking up some new shoes. And finally, $400 goes straight toward your savings or knocking out any outstanding debt. Seeing it broken down like this makes it so much more approachable, doesn't it? It's proof that you still have plenty of room to enjoy your life while being financially responsible. So, your first actionable tip today is this. Start by tracking just these 3 broad buckets. Please do not go making 30 tiny micro-categories. Agonizing over whether your morning coffee is a need for your sanity or a want for your lifestyle, that is exactly the kind of friction that makes people quit budgeting by day 3. Keep it broad, keep it simple.
Step 2, tracking your expenses.
Now, you obviously can't stick to the 50-30-20 rule if you don't know where your cash is going day to day. Tracking is the bedrock of the whole operation. But tracking is actually doing a lot more than just recording numbers. Behavioral economists talk about this thing called the awareness effect. It turns out the simple act of observing your spending naturally changes it. You don't even need ironclad self-discipline right away. Just by keeping a watchful eye on your transactions, you'll find yourself automatically curbing those mindless impulse buys. You become a mindful spender just by paying attention. It's like magic. But to make this a lasting habit, we have to make it ridiculously easy. I'm a huge fan of the 2-minute evening review. Make it a tiny daily ritual. While you're brushing your teeth or winding down in bed, just open your tracker, log whatever you bought that day, and quickly glance at your totals. Doing it daily literally takes seconds. If you wait until the end of the month, it turns into this massive, daunting chore that you'll just end up avoiding. Now, cash purchases can be a bit of a headache because they don't show up on a bank statement. So here's an actionable tip to wipe out that friction. Take a picture of your receipts immediately. Whether you're using an app with an AI receipt scanner or literally just dumping photos into a folder on your phone, snapping a pic before you toss the paper means you're never going to forget those sneaky little purchases that slowly drain your wallet.
Step 3. Setting savings goals.
Okay, this is where we turn that 20% savings bucket into tangible, real-world progress. This is how we move from just wishing for things to actually building long-term security. But here's the catch. Saying something vague like, I want to save more money, almost never works because there's no finish line. Instead, we use the SMART framework. Your goal needs to be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. And for a beginner, the absolute best first goal is an emergency fund. That's your financial safety net for when life inevitably throws a curveball like a flat tire or a random medical bill. Let's say your goal is a $400 emergency fund. I know, that number might feel pretty intimidating at first glance. But let's apply a time-bound target to make it attainable. If you give yourself 5 months to hit it, that's 20 weeks. Just do the math. $400 divided by 20 weeks is just $20 a week.
Suddenly, that huge mountain is just a really manageable $20 step each week. Maybe you pack your lunch twice a week instead of buying it. See? It is highly achievable when you just break it down.
And to make sure you actually cross that finish line, here is your next tip. Automate your savings. Go into your bank's app and set up an automatic transfer for that $20 every single week, ideally the moment your paycheck hits. If that money vanishes into a separate savings account before you even see it, you'll naturally learn to live on what's left. Your goals just happen completely in the background.
Step 4. Choosing a budgeting app.
We are living in the golden age of personal finance tech, and modern tools can totally remove the headache of manual math. There are basically two routes you can take, and you should just pick whatever fits your vibe. On one side, you've got simple expense trackers. These rely on manual entry, which is actually fantastic if you want high mindfulness and really want to feel the weight of every dollar you spend. On the flip side, you have all-in-one finance apps. These sync directly with your bank and categorize your spending for you. They require almost zero effort, which is perfect if you know deep down that manual entry will eventually make you quit.
If you're hunting for your very first app, keep this beginner checklist in mind. You want extreme ease of use. No Wall Street accounting jargon allowed. If you're going the automated route, look for secure bank syncing and auto-categorization to save yourself time. You absolutely want clear visual charts so you can see your 50-30-20 split at a glance. And above all, look for one that offers a solid, free basic version.
Which brings us nicely to our next actionable tip. Start with a free, simple app. Perfection is the enemy of progress here, folks. Do not spend 3 weeks researching the ultimate premium software. Just grab a highly rated free app right now, set it up, and start building the habit. You can always upgrade or tweak your system later once you figure out what works for you.
Step 5. Avoiding common budgeting mistakes.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, gets this perfectly right on their first try. So let's prepare you for those inevitable bumps in the road so you don't get discouraged. Here are the biggest monsters to avoid. First, like we talked about, not tracking small purchases. A $3 coffee here and there will absolutely blow up a budget if you ignore it. Second, setting completely unrealistic expectations. If you declare you're never eating at a restaurant ever again, you're going to break that rule and just feel like a failure. Third, forgetting about irregular expenses, like your yearly car registration or an annual software subscription. Fourth, throwing in the towel just because you had one bad spending month. And fifth, stubbornly sticking to a rigid budget even after your life circumstances have fundamentally changed.
So the crucial takeaway here is this. Your budget is a living, breathing document. It is not carved in stone. If you have a rough month, maybe an unplanned night out with friends completely blew up your wants category, just forgive yourself. Adjust the numbers for next month and keep moving forward. A truly great budget bends and adapts to your life. It doesn't break under pressure.
Remember, budgeting isn't about restricting yourself. It's about giving yourself clarity, control, and ultimately peace of mind. So, I want to leave you with a question. What is the one single step you are going to take this week? Don't try to overhaul your entire financial life today. Pick just one small, low-stakes step. Maybe you just download a free app. Or maybe you just commit to tracking your expenses for the next 7 days to trigger that awareness effect. Take that first step and just watch how quickly you begin to feel empowered. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and good luck out there on your financial journey.